guys, it is Joseph Rakich here from josephrakicfitness.com. Now, I've just finished my bicep workout, but I thought I'll take you guys through the workout again. So I'm going to go around and do each exercise that I did, tell you the number of sets that I performed, and how many reps I did. I'll also give you some tips here and there of why I'm performing these exercises. Anyway, let's get started. Alright guys, first exercise that I performed was seated machine preacher curls. Now I did 4 sets in total for this, and the rep range was 12 to 18. I like to start off on a machine preacher curl when I'm training my biceps quite often, because I find this is a really good exercise for really pumping the muscle full of blood. I like to keep the motion constantly moving. That way I can really keep the stress applied to the muscle. Exercise number 2 is one of my all-time favorite exercises for the biceps, and that is standing dumbbell hammer curls. I did 4 sets in total, and the rep range was 15 to 20. When performing a dumbbell hammer curl, I like to really focus on dragging the weight up on every set. I also like to bring my elbows slightly forward on every rep that I do, because this allows me to contract the bicep better. When I have my elbows pulled back, I simply cannot get that same contraction and that same feel. So whenever you're training your biceps next and you're doing hammer curls, give that a go. Focus on the drag and focus on bringing your elbows slightly forward. Alright, third exercise now for biceps. Currently, in most of my bicep workouts, it's all curls. Well, 90% of people's workouts for the biceps are pretty much curls. So it's always good to change it up and hit the biceps from a different angle or a different motion. So that's why I'm doing some bicep pull downs right now. It's a great way to overload the biceps with a lot of weight and put a different form of stress on them. So for this bicep pull down, I did 4 sets in total, and the rep range was 12 to 20. I ended up going pretty heavy on this, just so I can get that weight overload in the biceps and overload them that way with a different kind of stress. When performing this exercise though, you want to focus on keeping your body as straight as you can, and really try and focus on deactivating your back and using your bicep muscle to pull the weight down. The more you puff your chest up and the more you lean back, the more your back will be involved, which is not what you want. Okay, fourth exercise now for the biceps was seated dumbbell bicep curls. Again, I did a total of 4 sets, and the rep range was 12 to 20. I like this exercise. It really feels good on my biceps and they get a great burn from it. When I perform this exercise, I actually don't like to lean right the way back on the seat. That's just a personal preference thing. It's a great exercise for really isolating the bicep muscle. I do one arm at a time just so I can focus on each individual muscle. Next, we are onto the triceps. So I started off with tricep dips, just body weight, and the rep range was 10 to 18. Again, this is a great exercise to really pump the muscle full of blood. I always like to fill the muscle full of blood before I go into any heavy lifting or any exercises that are considered somewhat dangerous. Exercise number 2 for the triceps. I did tricep push downs, 4 sets and 12 to 18 reps once again. Now when I'm performing my tricep push downs, I like to lean slightly forward. This way, in my opinion, it allows me to get a much better squeeze and contraction of the tricep muscle. When my body's standing up straight, I can't get the same feel in my triceps. And whenever you're in the gym lifting, the most important thing is do what you feel best. I then supersetted this exercise with overhead tricep extensions, 4 sets, 12 to 18 reps. This exercise can also be called tricep push-outs. A great exercise for really working the tricep long head, which is where the mass of the tricep comes from. So that is actually a really great mass builder for the triceps. Okay, last exercise now for the triceps. we are doing bent over tricep dips. Bent over tricep kickbacks. Don't even know what I'm talking about. I did 4 sets in total, and the rep range was 10 to 15. For this exercise, you really want to focus on trying to keep your elbows as stationary as possible and also keeping your elbows high. If you let your elbows drop, your triceps will simply be deactivated, which is defeating the purpose of doing this exercise. Also, don't forget, if you need help with a meal plan or workout program to build muscle and burn body fat, click the link in the description box down below right now. Thanks for watching, guys.